Alright guys, so we're gonna kind of talk about the engine and some of the components. So you still got some of the basics. You have like a charging system, a fuel system, and a cooling system on these vehicles as well. Even though they're air cooled, they still have like a cooling system on them as well. So let's just jump right into it. So you got a camshaft pulley, which turns the belt to your generator. Your generator, it generates power in order for all your electric components to work on the vehicle. The excess power is then sent over to your battery to help charge your battery. So it has a twofold. It generates power for your electric components and charges your battery. On the back side of this generator, you have like a big fan. It turns in here. It actually blows air down on the cylinders to help keep it cool. So it pulls air in from the back, pushes the air down to try to keep that engine cool. Also, it's kind of a twofold. It pulls cool air in, pushes hot air out, and also some of that warm air, it can also be used to go into your vehicle to help keep it warm in the colder months or wherever you may be at. It can help provide heat to the inside of the vehicle. So after that, we're gonna go ahead and touch on our fuel system. So this here is our carburetor. So you got a carburetor, you got a carburetor air filter. This here is a fuel pump. The fuel comes in from the fuel tank, which is located at the front of the vehicle. It comes in through the fuel filter, then to the fuel pump, and then back out to the fuel pressure regulator for this particular vehicle. Then it goes into my carburetor. So that's the fuel system. We also have a coil and we have a distributor. This helps with the kind of with the ignition process, the combustion process when it comes to firing on all cylinders, and you hear about spark plugs, wires. That's kind of what all this does. This helps. This is all part of that kind of combustion system. I'm not going to dig into that, but yeah. So you have your coil, you have your distributor, spark plug wires, and they are actually connected to the spark plugs, which are located. We have 4 each. This is a 4-cylinder engine, so you have 4 spark plug wires along with 4 spark plugs. This here is your manifold, which is connected to the heads, goes up, and connected to the carburetor. So you have your fuel goes down into the intake manifold out to the top of the cylinders. This here is a heat riser. That's also part of displacing heat and helping keeping the vehicle warm on the inside. And over here, let me walk around. This is your oil pressure switch. And so what happens is when you crank your vehicle up, you'll get 2 lights that come on. It'll be one for your generator, then it'll be one for your oil pressure. And so once that vehicle, when you turn in the switch over, these 2 lights will come on. Once you crank the vehicle up, go from a start to crank, these 2 lights should go off as it relates to the generator and the oil pressure, or your charging system and your oil pressure. If those lights go off, that means that, hey, the generator is doing what it's supposed to be doing and you have sufficient oil pressure. Like newer vehicles now, we don't have anything on the inside that says if you have a high temperature back here. So that's one of the, I guess one of the differences between the older vehicles and the newer vehicles is that for Volkswagen, for example, they don't have a lot of the fancy gauges. Like I said, we got those two indicators on the inside. Now people will go in and put in aftermarket indicators that shows fuel pressure, oil pressure, temperatures, you know, things that's more precise, even vacuum, you know, just whatever you want to put on. There's multiple gauges that are available that you can, you know, upgrade to. But yeah, long short of it, not getting into the weeds. And yes, normally you would have two hoses on here if you were supplying heat. You will see some folk that'll just put a, this is just a baby cap, I mean a baby food jar cap. That's all I got on there. So what it does, it just more or less just forces the air all the way through. It's not sending anything inside of the car to help keep it warm. All the air is just kind of passing down through to help keep the engine cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I answered some of the basic questions. You know what? I left off something. One of the most important things. Yep. Overlook that. So here, this is where you check your oil at. This is your dipstick. You pull that out and check your oil. And this is the cap that you got to remove to add oil as needed. So yeah, other than that, I think we hit everything. But yeah. So yeah, I hope this was helpful for all you newcomers that's looking at maybe getting into the Volkswagens, or just curious about, hey, how does this stuff work, or how does it relate to my newer vehicle, or just my vehicle in general. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one, and thank you for watching.